No. What's up, y'all? It is your girl Mo back with another video, and today we are doing another girl chat. You guys have some questions on IG, so I thought I would answer them for you guys, give you guys my advice, all that good stuff. But before we head into the content, make sure you like and you subscribe, girl. Come back and see more. And without further ado, boo, let's just get right on into the content. I got a drink, yeah, Stella Rosa. Right. I only like the sweet wine. I'm still a child. Don't come for me. I changed up the setting a little bit. I'm in my room. I feel like it's more chill than being in my living room. I don't know. Let me know which setting you guys like. So let me go to IG and get my questions. So the first question is, what are your deal breakers when it comes to dating? I'm not even gonna lie, I low-key have a lot of deal breakers because I'm very, very selective on who I date moving forward. Okay, I'm not gonna say that for the past, okay? But moving forward, I'm very selective. Hear me out. The first one for me is having kids. I'm 23 years old, I'm a young woman. I have no kids. I would like a man who doesn't have kids, because although you don't necessarily have to play stepmother, if you're dating in hopes of eventually marriage, if you're interested in that person to that certain extent, you have to think about the responsibility of possibly being those children's step parents, for one. Okay, yes, they do have a mother, hopefully, of their own that is in their lives, but at the end of the day, you take a certain type of responsibility as well. And me not having any kids, I feel like that's a responsibility that I cannot relate to, nor do I want to inherit that. Do you see what I'm saying? And I also, when I have children, I want to be able to share that first child experience, the pregnancy, the birth, the raising the child, everything. I want to experience that together for the first time. And that's just something that I really value, and that's something that I'm not willing to compromise at this young age. Now, I know when you get older, maybe in your later 20s, early 30s, whatever, it's not as probable for you to find a man who doesn't have kids, because everybody has their past life. And of course, women have kind of like a time frame as to when they can actually have kids. So I understand that, okay? But that's not my situation. Right now, I'm 23, I don't have any kids, and I don't want any kids in my life. And I feel like that will also create conflict within the relationship, because I'm very selfish with my time, with my man, and the baby mama whole thing. I mean, if they have a healthy relationship, that's cool, but I can't fathom. Like, no. Like, no kids, okay? That's my first deal breaker. And yeah, my nail is broken. I know. Let's just move past that. A second deal breaker would be like bad habits. And when I say bad habits, I mean like health-wise, because I'm really, really, really adamant on being relatively healthy. I do have my slip-ups, aka me drinking wine, sometimes going out to eat, but I cannot date somebody who, for one, does not exercise, because that's not only for your like physical appearance. Okay, he gotta be fine, he gotta have a nice body, but it's also like your internal health. Like, you literally need to get up and move around and exercise. For two, I can't date nobody who does not eat adequately, like who eats like fast food every day. Girl, are you crazy? No. That, I feel like eating well and exercising and taking care of your health is a form of self-love. So to a certain extent, that person does not value themselves in that realm. Also, I just feel like if you have a man who doesn't possess the same habits as you health-wise, and you're spending majority of your time with your significant other, those habits are eventually going to rub off on you. For example, if you guys are trying to figure out where to eat, and he's sitting here suggesting Taco Bell, but you want to go to Sweet Green, you can be like, damn, Taco Bell do sound good. Like, maybe I could just cheat this one time. And then one time turns into 20 times because that's all he eats, okay? And he don't want to eat what you want to eat because that's not his lifestyle. And someone who smokes cigarettes, sorry, I can't. So my two big deal breakers I would say right now is someone who has kids and someone who does not take care of their health. Okay, so someone else said, what is your opinion on someone who never posts their significant other? So I kind of brushed up on this because people had questions about why I never showed my ex-boyfriend on my channel or on any other platform when it comes to social media. And I just feel like there's no issue with not showing your significant other on social media. Social media 9 times out of 10 are like 75% people that you don't know or you never interacted with physically. I mean, you can choose who you follow, but you can't really unless you're private, but you can't choose who follows you, right? So there's all of these strangers, and I feel like showing your significant other is almost like letting them into your life a little bit, like super personally. Who the fuck is calling me? I'm filming. Can I call you back?
I didn't mean to call you.
Weirdo. Okay, bye. Love you, bye. Not my best friend calling me. Okay, anyways. Anywho. What was I saying? Girl, I got distracted. Oh, I just feel like showing your significant other is letting people into your life on a more intimate level, and not everybody wants randoms to see who they're dating and what their dating status is, whether they're single, they're married, they're engaged, whatever. If you have a following and you're like an influencer, quote unquote, people tend to not let that relationship go. And so if you're breaking up with someone and someone is constantly reminding you of the past, it's hard to heal and move forward and still continue to do your job. So influencing, I totally understand why people don't show their significant other, but a regular person who doesn't have like a big platform, I understand why you don't want to show your significant other either. Like, that is something that's super close to you, and it's also not promised either. When you break up, whatever, people gonna remember, like, oh, you was with so-and-so X amount of months ago, and now you with so-and-so now. You feel me? I'm not even gonna say it doesn't matter other people's opinions, because social media is literally to share what is going on in your life, what you feel like you want to share, to get other people's opinions, aka a like, aka a mention. Those are other people's opinions. That's the whole reasoning behind social media, damn near. Now, if your man or your woman is not showing you on social media because they are doing sneaky things, that's different. But if they're choosing to not show you on social media because they don't want to show that side and let people into their life on that level, then so be it. You have to respect that. That's how I feel. Okay, another question was why some women may forgive men readily than their girlfriends. And this is like, you really have to unpack some things. I honestly feel like it's because you have two different expectations for those people in your life. So for instance, your boyfriend, you know that's not, like, it's a possibility that you guys could break up and it's not a forever thing. That's more common in a relationship. But when you have a friendship, there's just a certain level of like loyalty and respect that you expect from that friend. And I also think that it depends on the past relationships that you've been in with men or with women, with whoever. If you've been in unhealthy, toxic relationships, you almost have that perception that's how every relationship is going to be. So maybe when you get into another relationship and something similar occurs to, you know, disloyalty or disrespect, not me spilling my wine, girl. It's kind of like the norm, right? But then like your friend is always there for you, loyal to you, supports you, you can vent to them. So once they do something out of the ordinary, that's out of the norm, that's when you're like taken back and you're like, oh, I'm not gonna let this happen again. Which, do I agree with? No, because I feel like anybody in your life you should have the same standard for when it comes to relationships and friendships to a certain extent, when it comes to forgiveness. So yeah, I think that's why we're just ready to cut our friends off, but we're ready to forgive a man or a woman, or, you know, just your significant other. I think there's a lot more to it, but I think that's kind of like surface level as to why. Okay, someone said, A lot of this stuff is like relationship. How do you demand something from a man in a relationship? And I mean, girl, you can't demand nothing from nobody. You can let a man know how you feel and how their actions make you feel, how you react to it, and if they understand, they understand. If they don't, you have to accept that. You can't demand something from anybody if they don't truly want to do it. You either gotta leave or you gotta stay with the expectation that they might do that again because y'all did not come to a common understanding or a common ground, okay? And that's just how I feel about that. A lot of people are actually asking, how is it moving alone? How is it being like a woman living alone? How is it moving out of your parents' house? And there's pros and there's cons to living alone. If you guys don't know, I'm from Seattle, Washington, and I moved to Houston in January. Damn, y'all, I've been here for 8 months already. That's insane to me. But I moved out of my parents' house. I lived with my mom, my stepdad, and my brother. And now I live alone in a whole nother state. Being a woman living alone I'm not fearful of it because of the apartment that I chose, honestly. It's very well secure and I don't ever feel unsafe here. So I can't really tell you how it is being a woman living alone in terms of fear, but living alone, period, it's great because you're the only person who controls your energy. Love living by myself, love having a peace of mind, love not being in a space where somebody could disrupt my peace. Also, you can decorate the crib how you want to. Love that. But I would say the con to living alone is, for one, you gotta pay your bills, okay? In my circumstance, I pay all my bills. I pay every last bit of it by myself. So that is a con, okay? So if you have a roommate or you have a significant other, you guys can arrange some different financial predicaments. Another con is, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes, and I've been dealing with this lately, I just feel like super lonely. I be sitting here like, talking to myself, like for real, like, and it's also because I'm single as well, so it's different. It's a different vibe, okay? It's different when you can call up your boo and you can come over, or you can FaceTime them, or whatever the case may be. You still feel some type of human interaction. It doesn't even have to be a significant other, whether it's like you live with your best friend, or you even have like a pet, like a dog or a cat, or you know, something like that. I don't have anything that I live with, girl. It's just me, myself, and I, okay? Word to Beyonce. In my house, the first couple months you might be like, oh my god, I'm by myself, girl. Don't nobody tell me nothing. This is my house. But after a while, you're gonna be like, damn. You know, at the end of Apartment by Ari Lennox, if you listen to her, you know. And she's talking about like, my furniture is not gonna teach me how to Dougie. Like, you need people. Like, you feel on top of the world when you first get your apartment, hence what she was singing the whole entire song. But at the end, when she did the talking segment, she's like, hold on, wait, I love having my own apartment, but I want somebody to share this with, you know, or something, or whatever. Keep that in mind. It's great. I would not have a roommate. There's absolutely no way, but I do get lonely at times. And I have to pay for everything. Like, that's tragic. Okay, this is the last question I'm gonna answer. Someone said, secrecy between close friends. When does a friend not sharing her life become a problem? I don't think there's anything wrong with it because not everybody wants to share everything that's going on in their life, and sometimes you do want something that's sacred to just you, that you only know, that you only want to deal with, or you don't want other people in your business at that time because you're still dealing with it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with secrecy, but I think it depends on what type of secrecy it is. So if they're doing something like behind your back and don't tell you, that may offend you or involves you, then that's totally different. But if they're being secretive, quote unquote, about what's going on personally in their life and it really has nothing to do with you, I feel like you should respect that boundary as a friend, and you should just support them whenever they come to you and they want to vent to you and, you know, confide in you. Then be there for them and don't feel offended if it's something that happened however long ago, or they didn't tell you right when it happened, you know, because as a best friend, you kind of have a certain expectation, like, ooh, if something happens, I know my girl gonna call me and we gonna a kiki and what's the tea and da da da. But I think if you have a mature relationship and you guys understand each other's boundaries, then it shouldn't be an issue if someone is being secretive about what's going on personally. Now, if somebody's being secretive about something that could affect you, that's a different conversation. I don't know if that's your friend, girl. Okay? I didn't even finish my wine. Like, I'm not a big drinker, and I was also talking, like, I was just doing a lot. But that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys could relate to some of the stuff that I was talking about. Girl, interact with me down below. Let me know some of your opinions on the questions that I asked, or if you agree with me. If you don't, let's chop it up, let's figure it out. But if you want me to do more of these, I definitely will, because there are a lot more questions, but some of them were redundant and some of them I have already asked before or answered before. So that concludes everything. Make sure you like and you comment and you subscribe, and yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you in my next video. Deuces.